Guess I better turn that on first. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? What's going on, peeps? Got some things we're going to talk about today, but first, let's figure out this market. Get ready to start in 5 minutes. Market opens in 3.5 minutes. Remember, nothing I say or mention or talk about on this video, live stream, whatever we want to call it. This is not financial advice. Don't listen to me. I'm broke as hell. So I'm just showing you what I'm trying to do. Take it to the next level. Y'all understand what I'm saying. Accounting Tom, good morning, sir. How are you, brother? Man, let me tell you, man, Accounting Tom. Y'all need to check him out, man. He's doing these ride-alongs every morning on his way to work. And he does ride-along on his way to in-between jobs. And then he does ride-alongs on the weekend. I mean, he's doing a ton of ride-alongs. So y'all get over there and give him a subscription if you haven't done it already. Because trust me, he keeps it 100. He keeps it a buck. And for all my white friends out there, he tells the truth, guy. He's like telling you facts. Real shit. For my brothers from the hood, yo, it's a buck. He's keeping it real, man. Anyway. Oh, what do we got going on today? Before we get the stream started, let me show y'all a couple of things. Because if I don't, people are going to think I'm full of shit. So here's the current evaluation where we are. We are now up $624 trying to get to $3,000. I got to tell you, man, I have been so goddamn locked in on the Amazon stuff that I have not been locked in on my trading. And so I'm going to show you guys something. Here's last week, right? Here's last week. I'm keeping it honest, bro. Right? Here's the same evaluation, right? I'm not pretending or faking that I'm sitting here, I'm some kind of guru, because we're going to talk about gurus today too, man. Yeah, boy, I tell you. Anyway, last week I took 1, 2, 3 trades, if you want to call them that. And the one that got me, really gave me pause over the weekend was this one here that says $1, right? Now look, it's still green. Right? And I guess in the real world, green is better than red. I have not had a red day on this evaluation. I just haven't. Right? And when, again, you see these dollars, $6, $9, right? It's because the market for me, the market has just been, it's been so choppy. And, I trade NQ, MNQ, and I'll show you when we get back over to the chart. Markets get ready to open here in about 40 seconds, but we don't care about that because I trade the 15-minute orb. So I can sit here and run my mouth for the first 15 minutes of the market. Doesn't matter what it does, right? Doesn't matter what it does. I have a bias already. I'll show you that real quick. We'll come back. There's the 8:30 a.m. open. There's the midnight open, and there's my VWAP. That tells me right now that I am bearish. I am bearish on the morning so far, but that can change depending on the 15-minute open, which, that's going to present a whole nother set of situations to it. So we're going to leave that indicator off right now, and we're just going to run with the weekly open, highs, lows, 8:30, midnight, VWAP. We'll see what it does. Let's get back over here. Market's open. It's going to do its thing. I'm not concerned with that. People that like to chase and get caught up in that chaos and that noise and all that garbage that the market puts out, have fun with that. I'm not doing that. Anyway, back to here. So this is March, right? I'm showing you everything on this evaluation. But what I wanted to show you guys was what I'm most proud of. I don't care about the $21, $90. I got $120. I'm not worried about that. It's the $1 wins, those green days, right? And the reason why, and we got a couple of them here, $3 here, right? $9 here, $6 here, $1 here. The reason why I'm okay with these days is because it means I'm holding the trade through drawdown. And you say, well, shit, that ain't good. Well, no, every day I trade, I have a stop loss, right? There is a stop loss there. So if the price gets to a certain point, it'll tap me out. But what this is showing me, what it's teaching me, is to follow my rules. Stay disciplined. Follow the rules. You got to take profit, a stop loss on a bracket order, a limit order, whatever you want to call it. And I'm following the rules. Now, what I mean by the market being choppy is that, on MNQ, NQ, your swings on a 1 minute candle can be 100 points. Most people don't trade with 100-point stop losses. Some people do. But if they do, they're trading small like me. I'm only trading one MNQ contract at a time. On this evaluation, I said that's all I was going to trade till I got to plus 1,000. Once I get to plus 1,000 on the account, then I'll bump up to 2 micros. I still have a $2,000 drawdown, but now I don't know. I guess my thought process is that I'm reading the market better. So what happens here with these $1, $6, $9 wins, the small wins, the ones nobody wants to celebrate, is I was smart enough I was disciplined enough to know that my stop loss gave it enough room. Could have been a 60-point stop loss, could have been a 100-point stop loss, whatever it was. I don't think I've ever given myself a 100-point stop loss. But then I moved that stop loss to break even as soon as I can get back to break even, because the market didn't go the way I needed it or wanted it to go as soon as I took the trade. So where was the flaw in my strategy on that trade? Well, it's not really necessarily a flaw. It's the strategy. So whether I'm going to sit in a trade and let myself die, or if I'm going to manage the trade to protect my capital. And at the end of the day, bro, trading, I don't care if you're trading, and this is advice. I don't care if you're trading stocks, ETFs, options, Bitcoin, fucking peanuts on the corner in the hood. I don't care what you're trading. You have to have risk management. You have to be able to say to yourself, okay, I'm only willing to risk this amount of money. And it's a life lesson, because you can say the same thing for something. I'm only willing to risk this amount of time before something's got to change. Same thing with trading. I'm only willing to risk $250 a day on a loss. That's all I'm willing to risk. I don't care if I'm doing an evaluation. I don't care if I'm doing, if I'm trading options in a live account. I don't care. I'm not willing to lose more than $250 in a day because I ain't rich. I work just like you. I'm blue collar as they come. And so, without getting into a whole bunch of stuff, what's the oil doing right now? We're almost there. We're almost there, y'all. We're at 935. We can go back to the chart. So this is where we're at here, right? We're plus $624, right? You go back, you look down here at these stupid numbers, right? Your statistics, which this is the reason why I like this particular platform, because I can come down here and take a look. This whole evaluation, I've only traded 19 contracts. Tesla is running, y'all. Tesla and and SPY are running a little bit this morning. But it doesn't matter. We're not going there. See, this is part of the noise. The market's trying to sucker me in to run in there and FOMO into a trade. I'm not going to do it. And y'all want to know what I'm talking about? I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some boom in it. Nope, wrong screen. There you go. So on the left side here, this is SPY. Right? SPY's running pretty good. This is a 5-minute chart. But you see, it's still downtrend. We're still in a downtrend, y'all. Look at that. Here's Tesla. Tesla's gotten beat up over the last, week or so, right? But there it is. Yesterday, big losses, drawdown. And today, trying to get back up there. But you see these candles running in that first minute or 5-minute chart. And all of a sudden you think, oh my God, I'm missing out. I ain't missing out on shit. You know why I ain't missing out on shit? Because I ain't paying that no attention. We're not over there. We're over here. See what I mean? Anyway, back to this. It says I'm only averaging $31 on a win, right? My profit factor is 590.9. Listen, from what I understand, anything over 1.5 on a profit factor is good. But does this mean that my account is good? No, I'm getting nailed with Webull desktop notification. Win rate 100% means nothing. Profit factor means nothing. What matters is consistency. If on these days here, a lot of these days where you don't see any trades, bro, I just didn't trade because I was so focused on trying to do stuff like this. Here's my Amazon stuff. I'm keeping it a buck, y'all. It's 9:36. We still got 14 minutes. No, I'm sorry. Still got 8 minutes. 8 minutes before we go set our trade. So here, I think I got up 14 videos this month. Let's see. So March 7th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 videos, right, up on Amazon. A whole suite of Google Pixel stuff for the 10A, right? Because we just got the VIP a new phone. So with the new phone, I had to get her a case. And with the case, I had to get her earbuds. With the earbuds, I had to get her screen protector. You know, so there's a suite of stuff there. And I'll be honest, I've never done a review like on a high dollar item like the Google Pixel 10A, right? But I got news for you. After doing the switch over, opening the phone, stuff like that, dude, it's a damn good phone. Like, it's a damn good phone. It checks all the boxes. And it's got the same sensor in it that the flagship Pixels have. It's got the what is it? The Tensor 7 or G4 Tensor. My bad. G4 Tensor. Right? So it's got the same chip that the big Pixels got. But you're paying half the price. If you're like me and you're broke, you can't just keep putting out like this phone, right? This phone, the S22 Ultra, it's a $1,200, $1,300 phone. That goddamn $500 phone does the same shit. It does the same thing. And anybody that tells you you need the ultimate 1440 4K screen on your phone, bullshit. The screen is this big, bro. You're not picking out 1440, 2K and 4K screens on something this big. It's bullshit. You do the same thing on that 10A at a 1080p screen. So anyway, anyway. Listen, I too enjoyed the biggest, baddest tech things on the market, but I digress. Anyway, I got in with Riva. Riva is a sunshade company, and I just put out a video for them. They sent me both colors of the. If you got a Tesla, you got a Model Y, you know you got the big glass above you. We're in South Florida, y'all. Guess what's coming? Summer's here, right? We live in summer year round, so there it is. And all I'm saying is I did the review. Oh, shit. I did the review for them. Got them up. I'm definitely going to be using those this summer, right? My buddy Lazzy kept trying to say, Vinny, you got to put the screen up. You got to put the screen up. I like my glass. Like, I've gotten used to driving the Tesla with all that light. But, you know, if it's going to keep the car, you know, 20, 30 degrees cooler while it's sitting out in the sun somewhere, I can easily just pop it in. It takes like 2 minutes to pop in and a minute to pop out, fold it up and put it in way. So just like we run a sunshade, you know, in the front glass, do the same thing for the Tesla shade. So anyway, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we are at 9:39 and 55. We got 5 minutes left. So I've been working on the Amazon stuff. My buddy Richie Hustles and I. It's almost an everyday thing because Amazon now has pulled a move as well. Right? There's a storefront in case y'all want to see. This is work, y'all. This is work. Right? This is all work. To my Tesla people, I just did a whole thing on so today I need to change I just did a whole thing on the wiper blades. Bosch replacement wiper blades. If you're in South Florida, guess what? We're in the rainy season. It's coming. Don't get caught napping with them Babbitt freaking what you call it? If your windshield wipers are worn, replace your damn windshield wipers. Don't be stupid. Got to see where you're going. Anyway, here we are, the MNQ chart. Remember I showed you Tesla was ripping and SPY was ripping? Remember I just showed you guys that, right? I'm going to bring up that same screen again. And now look, SPY was ripping, right? SPY was ripping here. Now look at it. Yep. going down. This is why you don't. This is why I don't trade the first minute or 5 minute of the candles. Tesla's still running good for now, but Tesla's like the anti-market. Like when I always noticed when Tesla's running, the rest of the market's like eh, and when Tesla's not doing so good, the rest of the market might be doing okay. Let's see what oil's doing. Oil is at $92 a barrel on the futures, and U.S. oil is at $92 a barrel on the futures. So remember this morning I said here. Right? Oh, let me get back to the right screen. See, y'all thought y'all caught me there. Y'all didn't catch me. Beep. There we go. All right. So here we go. First 5 minutes, we got 3 minutes left on this candle. So let's just go to a 15-minute chart real quick. What we're going to look for is we're going to set the range, right, based on this first 15-minute candle. That's going to be our opening range. A lot of volume on this first candle right now. We're already at 91,000. Total contracts traded already, and we still have roughly 3 minutes left on this candle. And this is going to set our range. Notice what I said before I started running my mouth. 8:30 a.m., we're below that open. VWAP, we're below that open. A midnight open, we're below that open. So that right there tells me that so far, just for right now, we're in a bearish bias. Yeah, bearish bias. Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. Again, y'all, this ain't financial advice. Don't listen to me. Go listen to other people. Let them bullshit you. I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't know if I'm going to take a trade or not. It depends on how I feel, right? So far, it looks like this first 15-minute candle is already, this is a wide range, y'all. We're at 177 points. So if you trade micros and you trade this entire range here, so that's what? It's about a $360, am I right? Let's see, 172 is 340. Yeah, 360. So far, this is a $360 trade. And that's just with one micro contract. That's just one micro contract. If that's going to be the range, and it's looking like that's probably going to be our range, then we're going to go ahead and set the indicator in position now. We've already broken through the London low, which was right here. Right? There was no Asia low for us. I still think, and this is just my opinion, I don't know. I think we swing all the way back down here from yesterday. You see this big move here. This was when the president announced the 5-day moratorium on bombing Iran's power plants. He said he was going to hold off for five days on that particular part of the mission. Didn't say he was going to stop bombing them. No. And, sir, Mr. President, finish the job. We've gone through 50 years of Iran terrorizing the world. Fuck them, feed them dick, bomb that shit. Be done with it. Because Lord knows they bombed us several times. World Trade Center twice. Anyway, that's a whole nother ballgame. But we're going to let this candle settle up. It's going to give us our range, and then we're going to start seeing if we want to take a trade. I mean, I'm an old school options trader, so I think I have some idea of what's going on with price action. But even with that, man, if I don't feel confident, and this is a discipline issue that I have, because yesterday, look, it was good, right? This trade would have been good yesterday. We'd have got to that 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, but I bounced out of it really quick, got done with the trade, right? But it was there. The trade was there. I just didn't let it finish. And that's a problem that I have. All right, so our range is set on the 15-minute orb. Now we're going to back down to the 5-minute chart. And then this is just what I do. Don't do what I do. I'm telling you. So now midline here is 87 points. That's 160. It's $174 on a midline trade. Now, normally, people who try to explain the orb to you, opening range breakout, my opening range, the high and the low of the first 15-minute candle. This is how I am attempting to do it, right? And what we're looking for is we're going to look for either a closed candle below the orb or above the orb, not in the orb. And what I mean by a closed candle would be like, so you see how this is here, right? This is fair value gap right here. So if this were our orb right here, right? This body closed below the orb. So here is where I would enter the trade. I would set up a 1-to-1. So let's just, for giggles, we'll set up a 1-to-1. Normally we go about halfway into that candle, which we're just going to say for argument's sake is right there. Okay. And then we set up a 1-to-1 trade. Yeah, that's right. So we'll just say that's the 1-to-1 trade. This is what I was willing to risk, and this is what I was willing to win. And in this case, it never came back up and just went ahead, and that would have been a winning trade. So that's what we look to do here. We let the market settle. Sometimes you don't get it. Sometimes the trade just doesn't present itself. And the opening range breakout's only good till what, like 10:30 on average? So if the trade doesn't present itself by 10:30, then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move away from the orb or use the orb to create a momentum and flow. Figure out which way the market's trying to go, and then look for certain key factors. Could be fair value gaps, could be support levels, resistance levels. There's another indicator that I do use, smart money concepts. And what I like about this is that if you look here, you'll see it says discount zone here. This gray bar here, this is equilibrium balance on that price range on the 5-minute chart. And then up here, you'll see premium. So when it gets up into this premium area, as you can see here, this set the range, came back, got back into it, and then just came back down. So this would be, here's the momentum, right? The momentum overnight went from our discount zone, ran all the way up, created the premium zone, came back, again, rejected the premium zone. You get in here, there's the fair value gap. Jump in the trade right there. You can jump in the trade right here. Whatever you decide to do, that's you. That ain't me. And then you get in here and then you ride it down into the equilibrium, the balance zone. You can get out of the trade right there. Up to you. You could have got in this trade here. I'm just saying, some people do this, man. This is how they operate, right? You set that there. You could have set this at the top of the premium zone, right? And you could have literally rode this all the way down here, right? That would have been a 3-to-1 on that trade. That would have been a damn good trade. But, you got to have balls for that. Now you ain't got balls. Not for trading like that. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about. I haven't even looked at the chat. I don't even know who is here and who's not here. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't care. We're doing our thing today. All right, we got accounting time. We got Richie Hustle stopped in. I appreciate it. Oh, man. So that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. Wonder why I'm not making videos? Because I'm too busy trying to make videos for Amazon, because that's real money. And guess what, y'all? Amazon just pulled a move 2 weeks ago. Yes, they did. Amazon pulled a move 2 weeks ago. And when they did it, I couldn't figure out what was going on. Me and Richie Hustles, we were sitting up here, was like, what the hell's going on with this? I emailed Amazon and asked them what was going on. And I got a reply. Thank you, and shout out Amazon. And with the influencer program, well, you know what they did? They tightened the screws. They did the same thing, or they're doing the same thing that Uber has done in the past. They're what they're calling they're black boxing the data. So us as drivers, we don't get to see all of the data up front, like what the passenger pays. Let's just put it that way. We'll keep it simple. We have to go and hunt to find out what the passenger paid. You used to be able to just go right in the app, open up the receipt, you can see what they paid, what you made, and make your problems from there, right? And the source code, you used to be able to get in there, and companies like all these apps that are like Gridwise or Maximo, or all of these apps had access, and don't quote me on that, but they had a way of reading the data in the background. And then that would give you, the driver, more information to choose a ride or not. Or maybe it would, decline the ride automatically for you. Or maybe it would accept the ride for you. I forget the one everybody's using now. I've seen them all over the bigger YouTube channels. My buddy Lazzy uses it. I can't think of it. I tried it for a month, and I didn't feel like it was worth $7 a month to pay for it. Matter of fact, I don't think any of these software programs, any of them, are worth me paying them to give them access to my account, or to give them access, or to allow them to decide for me what I want and don't want to do. I think my mind's eye and experience out there driving is enough, because what will happen is, just like with indicators and trading, what will happen is you'll talk yourself out of taking the ride, and you'll wind up leaving money on the table. You know what a good ride looks like. You know what a bad ride looks like. It's just the way it is, right? So what did Uber do? What did Lyft do? Well, they started banning those apps, right? They said, no, 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 no. You can't, then they change their source code, or they figure out a way to block those people out, right? I'm not saying they do it 100%, because I know there's still apps out there that, they're going to tell you just how good they are and how much money they're going to help you. Listen, bro, those apps ain't nothing more or less than the gurus you see on YouTube, right? You know how the gurus on YouTube make money? They don't make money by trading. They ain't making no money by trading. They're making money by selling you links and selling you subscriptions to ongoing apps to try to help you make more money. All right, see here now. Let's open this up a little bit. We are in the discount zone. We are bearish. We're in a discount zone. We got blue skies underneath us, right? We got a nice run all the way down here if we want it to the weekly open. But we got to see what it wants to do. And until that's the thing we're going to have to fight. The only thing that would stop me from taking this trade right here is this discount zone. That's it. So we're going to see what happens. But I'm going to take the trade, and I'm going to risk it for the biscuit if it gets there. But the other thing, too, is I want to see what these wicks look like. Because, see, these wicks tell you a story, too, right? If you don't know, this red candle here came all the way down, set the low, and then buyers bought the dip there and bought it right back up. Same thing here again. We're down in the discount zone. So institutional money is sitting here, smart money is sitting here, and they're trying to buy this up because they want to take it back higher. That's just how that works, right? We're going to see who now, because I say institutional buyers doesn't mean they're trying to buy the whole fucking market. They just want to get the price pumped up, because they might take it, buy it here, get up to the midnight open, and sell it right off. And for them, with the big money like that, for them, right, that's 130. Oh, shit. That's a 137-point move. So if micros are worth $2 a point, the actual NQ is worth $20 a point, because it's 10x more. So let's see, 137, what's that, 260, 274. So on one micro contract, that's $274. But on a regular contract, right, macro NQ, if you want to call it that, $2,600, whatever it was, $2,740 in that move right there. If you got the balls to hold it. I don't have the balls to hold it, so I'm trading micros. Anyway, oh my God. Good morning, driving in style. What's going on, Mel? Mel, I said driving in style. That's Eddie. Good morning, brother. How are you? I haven't seen you guys in a minute. Anyway. So Amazon, back to Amazon. What Amazon did 2 weeks ago is they cut out our reporting. So as a member of the influencer program, and I hate calling it that, but that's what they call it. The influencer program is where you take products, whether you acquire them, whether you purchase them, whether they're sent to you, and you have to make that distinction, whether it's somebody provided you. That's an FTC thing too, Federal Trade Commission. You have to disclose if somebody gave you a product. You have to disclose that, because if you don't disclose that, somebody might get the wrong impression of the video, as if you went out, you bought it, and you're giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, mainly a thumbs up, because you think the product is good. And if you're paid to promote a product, then your opinion of the product is invalidated. Because you might be swayed by getting the product for free, or you're being paid. Like I did a couple of review videos for a company called Lamicall, and they sent me a phone mount for the Tesla screen, which I absolutely love. Dude, I got 2 mounts in my car right now. They are the best mounts that I found for the Tesla. Hands down, best mounts that I found for the Tesla. And what I liked about the Lamicall mount, it goes on the corner of the screen, right? Sits on the corner of the screen here. And the arm moves up and down, and it's MagSafe ring. And if I can remember, I'll link it up down below if you guys are interested. And what I like about it is the way it attaches to the screen. So for me, when I look at a mount for the screen, right, that goes right here in the corner, I had one a while ago sent to me. It was a screw type. So it would be extremely easy to squeeze that too tight, right? Because people are people. That's what they do. They don't understand. They don't understand the difference between being taught, right, and over tightening, and then you wind up breaking the screen. So it was always my knock against that. Anyway, might be setting up a bull flag or a bear flag here. Anyway, this has a snap. So on the inside part that sits on the back of the screen, there's like these little suction cups, like little suckers, look like a octopus tail sucker. Boop, 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 boop. And they're there to cushion and relieve some balance or spread that stress out. So that's not squeezing too tight. And then it's a little snap down, right? And if you want to move the camera or move the mount up and down, you can go here, 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 wherever. You just unsnap it, move it, snap it back. And it takes all that pressure off. I really, really like that mount. And also they sent me a screen protector for the big screen, right? And I didn't have one on there. So we did the videos. 2 really good products. And, you know, and when I say that, if I put a product out on Amazon or onto my YouTube channel, you can believe I did the test. Like, whether they gave me the product or not is irrelevant. If I'm going to put it out there with my own little personal stamp of approval, I'm testing the product. In a lot of my videos, I show that I'm testing the product. Not just, you know, like what some of these Amazon influencers, and this is a whole conversation we can have, man. I know you guys are here for trading, but we're sitting here. There's no trade yet. Not for me. I'm sure some people, you know, they made, you know, thousands of dollars already. They chased the big candle up, got slapped down. They chased that. They got into this red fair value gap from the pre-market, right? They got into this red fair value gap here in the pre-market. And if they followed fair value gap rules, they didn't take the trade here or here because it didn't pierce. They took the trade here, right? And then here, there's the trade. Boom. That would have been a good trade too. There's so many different philosophies to trading, y'all, right? That would have been a good trade too. So you would have took this, put that right there, brought this down 2-to-1. Look at that. That was a good, solid 3-to-1 trade. There's so many ways to do this shit. It ain't no different than driving. There's so many ways to drive for Uber. Anyway, we were talking about Amazon and all of that. So you have to disclose whether it's a paid product or somebody gave you the product. Well, Lamicall did a couple things for me. Shout out Lamicall today, because they also paid me to make the videos. But I didn't do it knowing I was going to get paid. I just didn't. They said, hey, Vinny, we like the way you make videos. And I'm sure they tell it to everybody, right? I made the 2 videos. I linked them up on Amazon. I uploaded to Amazon. I uploaded to Buy or Bust Products, my review channel where I repurpose review videos. And overnight I get a thing in my PayPal for $50. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Because yesterday I was out on the road for just under 3 hours with Uber, and I made $90. But what did it take? What did it cost me to make that money? Well, I got to get showered, get dressed, clean the car, take my ass into the area where I need to work, sit, go through, I only did 3 rides. Now, I could sit there and say, well, Vinny, you only did 3 rides. Yeah, that's good, because that means I'm not burning up mileage. Ah, damn, boy, I tell you, Uber drivers, if you are a Tesla Model Y driver, you are going to miss Premier when they take it from us down here in South Florida. We are going to miss it. That is going to be, like my buddy Omar says, that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. It surely is. So back to Amazon. I know I'm jumping around here, but we're waiting. There's no trade for me here. There are trades there. It's just not for me. Not for the rules I've got set for this evaluation. Right? Just not. So what I'm waiting now, what'll be interesting is we're at 10 o'clock now. What'll be interesting is what happens here. I got to do this because if I don't do this, I won't respect myself in the morning. We got to see what happens here. This is the midnight open. If we get here and reject, right? If we get here and we reject this area, that could be a momentum and flow entry point. If it decides to come back down, we could ride this down because we are bearish. Right? If we look at it, I don't care how you look at it. If we look at it, we're bearish. Right? We can take it from here and just drop it down. We're bearish. Right? Here's the trend line. Now, I know trend lines is subjective, but in the short term, right, it's bearish. Below the 830 open, below VWAP, below midnight open range. And now, looking at it, look at that big wick. Buyers are buying it up and then selling it down. Now, if, and this is what I'm saying, this is the discount zone. What did I say earlier about the discount zone? Supposedly, this is where institutional money is, not retail money. I'm retail. You're retail. Institutional would be like the Citadel and those big boys, BOA, and listen, on the time frames, these things move, right? Because now we're on the hourly. Look, discount zone's way down here. Well, look where that is. That's below the weekly open. That's the discount zone down there. Where the premium zone was on the 5-minute chart is where the equilibrium is, or the balance price is on the 1-hour chart. And then the premium zone is way the hell up here. From what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. That was the high 5 days ago. So I think, I don't know, I could be wrong. I usually am. I'm not an institutional trader. But if I were looking, I'd still say we're in a downtrend. Until it breaks this trend line to go back up, we're bearish, yo. We are bearish. Bearish. And I can do this. This is just my TA. I can do this for any asset. Doesn't make me right, just makes me what I'm seeing. Like the charts don't lie, they tell you the story. And the only thing that moves any of this around, and I kind of feel like I need to say this, bro, right? Everybody's blaming the markets, the news, everybody's blaming the United States and Israel attacking Iran for the market, to be retreating, to be retracing, coming back down, goddammit. This shit was inevitable. This was due. Let's go into a daily chart, bro. This was due. Like, look at this. This was due. We were long overdue. Let's get the little drawings out of there. We were long overdue for a pullback. Long overdue for a pullback. And if we take a big old parallel channel here, right, and draw it from here, and I'm going to try to get it there. Don't want to go there for me. I don't know why. See, look, here, parallel channel, right? There's the parallel channel. I'm trying to draw that in there, right? It broke down. Here's another one. Parallel channel. Here, it was running. Boom, broke through. V-shaped recovery. This was Liberation Day. This is the day they announced all the damn tariffs. Right? But it was due. We're due for a retracement. How much was this retracement? Say we bottomed out right here. Let me get that in there. That's about right? That's fair. That's fair. Right? Okay, so how much was this retracement? From the high to the low. 29%. I'll leave it up there for those that don't know how to add. It's 29% retracement. So, tariff day. From here to here. This was tariff day. If he wouldn't announce the tariff, God damn it, get there, son of a pumpkin, you. Okay, there it is. Close enough. 25% retracement. Y'all, I'm just showing you. I'm showing you the story, right? This is the story. This is fact. This isn't some made up bullshit. This is a fact. Retracement. Boom. And we start going on this bull run again. Retracement. Boom. We recovered with the tariffs, right? Everybody was like, oh my God, your TV at Walmart's going to cost you $9,000 instead of $200. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. People full of shit. They try to scare you into thinking these things. Anyway, and guess who bought all this shit back up? Institutional money. Some retailers finally caught on. Retailers finally caught on about here. But if you sold in this wrap and you didn't get back into here, you lost all that profit there. This is why I hold Tesla and NVIDIA as long as I have. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Now this was happening anyway, right? We were already on this. We had already plateaued. We've already topped out. There was nothing more to keep pushing this market up. Nothing. How did we get here? All of this is AI. AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Anthropic, right? And all these other people, the news pushing, NVIDIA, AI. Got the whole world nervous. This is all this here. And then what happens? What are we finding out about AI? Well, we're finding out that, it costs a shit ton of money to operate. Get back over here to the chart. I don't want to miss anything. I'm sitting here running my mouth. Let's see. We got Tesla moving up. We got SPY moving up. MNQ's trying to move up. I'm looking at oil. Oil's hitting VWAP. Retracing just a little bit, but it's still up on the day. And now, before I started my rant on all of that, showing y'all that, look at this. Look what's happening. Got to midnight open, and it's rejecting again. But here's what makes the story interesting and gives me reason to pause. Right? I'm not in a hurry to pass this evaluation. Everybody says, oh, you should get in there, get your evaluation done, and get out and start making real money. Listen, right now, I'm doing okay on Uber. Right? I'm doing okay on Uber. Am I doing great? No, I ain't nowhere near what I used to make. But I'm not forced yet to drive X in comfort. Right? So if I can drive Premier, I still have it. I still have in areas that I work that are somewhat consistent, meaning the rides aren't consistent, but the amounts of money that I can make are consistent. They're not great. Still got to get up and go to work next day. But it's giving me an opportunity right now. Amazon's been better to me, right? Until last couple of weeks when they just did their change. I got to get back to that. But right now, I don't have to rush this. I don't have to force a trade. It's a lot of people out there. That's how you get fucked up. You get fucked up forcing trades. And some people say, well, trading, you're going to lose. Yeah, I know. I've lost plenty. It's not the point. The point is to build your discipline, stick to your discipline, and then let the chips fall where they may. But when I see big candle like this, doji, right? We're doji right now. Buyers bought it up. Sellers are trying to sell it down. If you ask me right now, again, below, short-term trend line, below, we have to see what it wants to do. That's it. That's trading. Trading to me is seeing the market, seeing what the market's trying to do. I'm on the 5-minute chart. I'm not on a 1-minute chart because 1-minute charts lie. They lie to you like a rug. They lie to you like these apps. They lie all day. Don't read the 1-minute chart. You got to read the 5-minute chart. And then you see what happens. So this could be an entry. But I still want to see if we're going to break out above or we're going to break out below this orb. Because it's not 10:30 yet. It's only 10:10. So anyway, running my mouth here. Anybody in the chat, yo? Anybody in the chat? Let's see what's going on. Let's see. We adapt with the changes. Yep, that's right, Mel. Driving in San Antonio 100%. It didn't do me wrong on the pullback. Well, if you held See, there are certain stocks you hold no matter what. You know, Sergio said one thing, stocks were meant to be traded. And it's profound in what he said with that. If you don't know who Sergio is, Sergio Ovidian, go look him up on his YouTube channel. 30 years on a desk, Goldman Sachs, whatever. He's an old school trader, and that's cool. And he damn sure knows a shit ton more than I do, without question. But you know what? I ain't too bad either. And I agree with you. I agree with him in that statement that stocks are meant to be traded. But certain stocks are meant to be traded. Not all stocks. In my humble, blue collar, don't know shit opinion. If I would have been trading in and out of NVIDIA from years ago, I'd probably be broke with that. Right? Tesla right now. Right? Tesla, let's bring up Tesla real quick. Let me switch charts here for a minute. That one here. Okay. Tesla. Let's move Tesla into a weekly chart here. Okay. This is Tesla on the weekly. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. Right? Now, some people will say that you could have traded Tesla from down here at $11. Got in, got out, whoop, got in, wrote it up, got out, whoop, 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 whoop. Or just hear me out. You could have got in here. Drawings. You could have got in here. Just held the whole time. And you'd be fine. You could have got in here. Held the whole time and you'd be fine. Remember, this is a weekly chart, y'all. Could have got in here and you'd still be okay. You see the trajectory of these trend lines? Which way are they going? Up, up, and up. Yes, you can trade from the peak back down to the trough, to the valley, to the depths of hell, and buy it here, sell it, but you don't know where this is. Like you have no idea where these tops are going to be. You don't know this. Nobody knows this. Nobody knows where these tops are going to be. Anybody who tells you, oh, it's going to get here and stop, they're full of shit. They're guessing. By the way, while we were just looking at that, what did I say about that midnight open rejection? Look what just happened. See that? See that? For anybody who watches the replay, I want you to, when I first put this trend line on, and I said we were bearish. 8:30 open, VWAP, midnight open. And I know I just said you can't call a top. I didn't call a top. I did not call a top. This is not a top. You know what this is? This is confluence. This is confluence. This is 4 different things lining up to present a probability. And that's trading to me. Is going where you think it might go, and that's where you put your risk on. You put your risk on, you ever heard the expression, when the stars align? God don't make no mistakes. The universe is never wrong. When the stars align, when you have bearish 8:30, bearish VWAP, midnight open, and we saw, right? We saw the candles down here. Pretty even with the bearish candles and the bullish candles. Pretty, but not all of them. Look at that. Low volume, lower volume. And we got to this point. I promise you, institutions bought here at the discount. And what did I say? I said they got a tendency, smart money says this is where the institutions are, and they might run this back up to equilibrium and then sell it back off, and they pick up that 137 points. I don't have the balls to do this yet. I just don't. I don't have the guts to trade that because it's outside of my rules. And that's what I've been doing on this evaluation. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't know if I'm wrong. I watch a lot of traders, man. And you know, and I see what they go through. They got their $500 days and their wins, and then they got their $500 losses, and it's a constant battle, I don't want that fucking stress. This shit it's boring and stressful enough. I don't want that stress. It's like, Vinny, how come you don't drive where the spring breakers are? Because I don't want that. I don't want that stress. First of all, Uber and Lyft don't. Well, Lyft. Are they still in business? Is Lyft still in business? We got to go look at their chart. They got to be getting close to insolvency, right? Their stock price, I know, is down. I know it's down. I watched something with Steve from Rideshare Rodeo last night. Their stock is right back where it's supposed to be. I think it's too high. I think Lyft stock should be around $5 a share. I think they're trading at like 12 or 13 today, something like that. But they were up $25 less than a year ago. I'm just saying. Everybody on that's a whole nother rant. We're not going to do that. Anyway, back to the trade. So here we are, right? We hit this area, the midnight open, and it rejected. And it just didn't reject. It smashed it. 34,000 contract shares that on that candle. But you can see buyers are here. They're trying to keep it up. And then look at this next candle forming. So in the grand scheme of things, this would have been a correct play. I could have sat. I could have put a trade on right here, right? And I could have put this just above the opening range breakout at the high here. And I could have took this down, let's say a 2-to-1. We would have hit our 1-to-1, obviously. We could have hit our 2-to-1. And what would this trade have paid? Well, let's see. If we did just one micro, which is what I'm doing, I'd have put $82 at risk to win 82 or 168. And since we've been on here, the market's been open 47 minutes, 168 bucks in 47 minutes. That's better than a black SUV ride. Just saying. But I didn't take the trade. That's my biggest issue right now, is I'm trying to stay within my rules of trading. I see this. I know this. I understand this. I can set my risk. I don't have a problem losing trades. But I'm trying to be as simple as I can with my trading. Because when I come here and for the, listen, I don't care if I get 5 views, 500 views, 5,000 views. I don't care. There's nobody out there teaching simple trading and showing from the bottom. I am from the bottom. Like I ain't got no formal education. Not with this. This is all YouTube University, man. This is YouTube University education. And you go through, hundreds of YouTube gurus on trading. And I've literally stopped watching any YouTube channel that has a link and a tie-in to a prop firm. Notice I haven't mentioned, or I don't put I haven't mentioned who I'm trading with, who I got my prop firm through. They're not doing nothing for me. And if they were doing something for me, remember what I said about Amazon? It's like, if the FTC says if somebody sends you, if they sent me this cup, right? If they sent me this cup, and I'm sitting here the whole time like this, you're going to think that they're sponsoring my live stream. They're not. This is Red and Gang, right? I love Red. I haven't spoken to him in forever, but this was Gig Wars. We got in, all right, Rideshare Garage. We got slaughtered with this shit. It's a good cup. I like it. It's stylish. But if I were to say to you, oh, go over to check out Gig Wars official, blah, 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 it would imply that I have a bias to them because I'm paid. Nobody's paying me for my trade. Nobody's paying me for my trade. And as far as I'm concerned, I would not put a link to go trade here with this prop firm and this prop. Bro, it'd have to be a shit ton of money. And they ain't going to pay me. So I'm not going to promote them. What I mean by all this is, even with products, I'm not going to promote a bad product. This particular company, which I like their back end office. I'm in this evaluation. It just renewed because I'm not in a rush. It just renewed. I have a free reset. I have a free reset that if I wanted to change my rules right now, I could go ham, and if I lose $2 grand, no problem. I can start from fresh. I've already paid for it. It's sitting there. But they change the rules constantly. just like Uber, changes the rules constantly. Just like DoorDash, changes the rules constantly. Amazon, and this is what I was saying from before, Amazon just blocked out our sales data. So I used to be able to see, you know how you go into your earnings history on Uber? You can see your rides. And you can see the details of your rides and how much each ride paid you, how many miles, how, active time, how many miles you did driving them and time and all that bullshit. Amazon just took that away from the influencer program. They did about 2 weeks ago. My opinion is the reason they did this, again, go and you watch these Amazon influencer gurus, they always got a link down there. Hey, get this from this extension or get this from this extension. Well, guess what? All those extensions that you were paying money to so that you could go and cherry pick, notice what I just said there, Uber drivers, cherry pick certain products that was leaving all the other products alone, and nobody was doing those because they weren't paying a high enough commission or they weren't worth the effort of putting in a video, making a video for them. They were getting left by the wayside. That's advertising dollars for Amazon. They lose money. When Uber drivers cherry pick rides, right? Uber loses. Now, I'm not coming to you as a driver. I'm coming to you as a business person. Every time they lose money because those rides aren't getting filled. And how many times have you picked up somebody and said, oh, I had to wait 30 minutes on a ride, or I had to wait for this, that, or the other, right? So Uber loses that ride. And what Uber is forced to do, and this is a Fight Club thing, but what Uber is forced to do is they're forced to say, well, hey, look, we don't have an X car or a comfort car in your area, but we have this Premier here. And for $3 more, because Uber ain't going to lose, for $3 more, you can try a Premier ride. And regardless if I got surge on the app or not, they'll bump it up. I give Uber that credit. When they're bumping up rides and offering it to the rider at a $3 upgrade, trust me, Uber ain't making no money on that ride. But what happens, that's the only way Uber can get those rides satisfied. Lyft, I haven't driven them for them in like 4 or 5 months. Matter of fact, they sent me a thing on the app saying, because I haven't deleted the app, but they sent me a thing on the app, hey, do 15 rides, we'll give you a $125 bonus. And to me, I'm talking with my guys, my local guys, and it's not, why? Uber's paying me more. I can make $90 in 3 rides in less than 3 hours, and I save all that electricity. I got a lot fewer passengers, a lot fewer miles, and a lot less stress. Because if you're telling me I got to do 15 rides to make $150, $160 with your bonus, because you know they're going to be Lyft Basic rides, and we all know Lyft Basic rides pay like $2, $3. Like, who the fuck drives their car for a $3 ride? Who? Who drives their car for $3? Car insurance, car maintenance, the car itself, your time and effort, the cleanliness. Who does that? Unless there's some type of incentive put behind it. But I don't have to do it. Like, Lyft does not inspire me to go want to drive. Uber Premier inspires me to want to go drive. And I am thankful for that. Uber, I'm grateful for that. Anyway, so what Amazon did was they blocked out all those sales because these extensions were giving influencers, Amazon influencers, the ability to cherry pick products. And what happens with that is you got all these people selling you these extensions, right? Like my buddy Richie, he was trying to get me to get in on this one, and I couldn't justify the $80 a month for it. Like, in my mind, I just couldn't justify it. I see the point. Listen, he's got 4,000 or 5,000 videos up. I got like 220. I don't even think I'm at 220. Right? But the difference is that, his return can justify $80 a month. My return is not going to justify $80 a month. What I have to do, and this is what I was telling Richie and watching all the influencers, I have to do, when I make a video, I make it with intention, right? Same way I started this channel, whatever, 10 years ago. I do it with intention. I'm sitting here putting myself out there to the world in YouTube land, showing you how I'm trying to learn to trade. I'm putting myself out there wide open with intention to try to help other people. When I started my YouTube channel with Rideshare, the intention was to help other people. Right? What they used to say, the more you help other people get what they want, the more you get what you want. Well, I don't know about all that. Right? That was Zig Ziglar. Right? The more you help other people, the more you'll gain. That's some bullshit. But the intention was nobody was there to show me, so I'm trying to show you. Well, okay. This is what I like to do. This intrigues the shit out of me. Trading is like the greatest chess match you can ever win. So I'm out there. You can see it. We're sitting here. We just sat and called this trade. We just called this. Still haven't taken a trade today. And we're at 1027. We're getting ready to move into away from the orb and into the flow momentum. But as you can see, now we have to wait and see. Again, do we come back up here, retest this, and then come down? Or are we just going to go sideways? Because look at yesterday. When we look at yesterday, and I'm going to hide this, right? When we went with the orb from yesterday, I can actually do this too. Start new. So here, we'll go from here, right? So this is yesterday's chart. All right, now let me do this way. Boom. Right? So there's the orb set from yesterday. Now we got our first candle close. I'm showing you guys. This is called back testing. Right? So here's the trade from yesterday. That would have been the trade. This would have been here at the bottom, right? Where it's supposed to be. No, I'm sorry. This is supposed to be at the midline. There's the midline, which just so happened yesterday, the midline sat with the 830 open. And then here, this is 1-to-1. This is 2-to-1, 3-to-1. You see target 1, target 2, target 3, right? So we take this down, 1-to-1 risk to reward right there, right? 1-to-1. There it is. Next bar, right? It didn't come down. As long as it stays above this midline, we're still in the trade. There it is. Trade was good. Could have been in and out. But then watch what happens the rest of the day. Once it broke that 1-to-1, that was it. That was the high of the day there. Right? We got equal highs right here. That was our ceiling. Never broke above it. Never got to a 2-to-1. Only got to the 1-to-1. This is why you manage the trade. Right? So once I would have broken above halfway through, I would have moved my stop loss from here up to here, or maybe to there. Once we get above the 1-to-1 risk, I'm at half. So I'm going to make money, right? So we'd have made half a trade. But then look what happened the rest of the day, right? It broke below the orb. This was a lower day, right? And then it just kind of went right back into a sideways day. Right? Got here, up, equal lows, discount, see discount zone. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I want to end that, leave. Let's get back to current where we're at right now. It could be a sideways day. I don't know. But we still have not broken above or below the orb. Could be a sideways day. So do we get here? Well, look at that candle. Look at the previous 5-minute candle. Long wick to the bottom. Another doji. Doji. This would have been somewhat of a hammer candle, but it wasn't convincing because look, bears are selling it down, buying it up. Indecisive candle here. This is pretty much an even candle. We don't know what it wants to do. There might not be a trade today. The trade might have been right here, and I didn't take it. That's life. That is life, bro. That's how this shit works. So anyway, by me showing or putting this on a video does two things. Number one, hopefully somebody sees that there's rules to this game. It's not like these gurus make it out to be like, oh man, I just made $80,000 on 22 evaluations and yes, here we go, and blah, blah, blah. Listen, there are people out there that do that, but they lose a shit ton of money. They lose. I don't have a shit ton of money to lose. I just don't. So this keeps me accountable, holds me to my rules, keeps me disciplined. Meanwhile, I see all this other stuff going on, but I'm sticking to my rules. And the best type of trader, I don't think anybody can deny. The best type of trader is a consistent trader. Consistency. So while the market's all fucked up and don't know what it wants to do, why should I play in that sandbox? I limit my risk, manage my capital, and just keep moving forward. That's it. All right. With Amazon, so Amazon took away the daily sales. I got to keep going back to this because these are the three things that I do. I trade, create content, and we're going to talk about YouTube too, but I'm trying to save that for tomorrow night. I promise you we will be live tomorrow night. Unless I got death, sickness, something like that going on in the house, we're going to go live tomorrow night, Off the Clock podcast, because we need to finish the YouTube stuff. And we'll bring in the Amazon stuff too. Amazon took away the daily sales. And by doing that, if you were using one of those extensions, one of those paid software programs, well, guess what? Those shits are useless to you now. Even though you got all these gurus who were telling you, oh, I make thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And it's all because I use this. And this tells me that I got to do this and batch videos and da-da-da-da-da. Dude, first of all, if you ever hear somebody say, I do batch videos, I will sit down and review 10 videos at one time. They're not reviewing the video. They're not reviewing the product. They're going to sit there and they're going to tell you, oh, man, this is such a great product. Yeah, look. Yeah, it's hard plastic. Oh, yeah, this moves. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But they never used the fucking thing. They never used it. If they're not showing you examples, if this is all they're doing, they're not showing you, they haven't used it yet. Now, there are some videos that's all they do. It's like what I did with the 10A. The 10A was, when I did a review on the 10A, I hadn't even turned the phone on yet. Because that's not what I was reviewing about the 10A. What I was reviewing about the Google Pixel 10A was it's the same size as the Apple flagship systems, right? It's the same size as the Google Pixel 10, same size as the iPhone, regular iPhones, same size as regular Samsung phones. I talked about the improved battery, right? It's got a damn good battery, 30-hour battery in it. If you're an Uber driver, that's a great thing. 30-hour battery on a phone, that's fucking awesome. You don't have to keep it constantly plugged in. Because the more it's plugged in, the more you degrade the battery. So I need something that can run the spectrum. That was one thing. The other thing was the back of the phone, the back of the Nano or the Pixel 10A, it's plastic. You say, oh, well, Vinny, it's cheap, it's plastic. You know what happens? If you drop the damn thing, you ain't got to worry about shattering the glass on the back. To me, that's a bonus. If you're in and out of a car all the time and you drop your damn phone and it hits that glass, now the back of the glass is shattered. Now you got to replace that. So now you got a $1,400 phone with a shattered back. Meanwhile, Google Pixel 10a owners, they drop the phone, it's hard plastic. It don't shatter. They pick it up, dust it off, and keep it moving. That was the other thing. Just the idea. Oh, and then the last thing, there's no bloatware on the Google Pixel 10a. The Google ecosystem's on there, but there's no Facebook already on there that you can't get rid of. There's no fucking Twitter or Uber or none of that bullshit bloatware is already on the phone. So you put on the phone what you want. Now, all the Google stuff is, it's a Gemini phone. It's a Google phone. They're allowed to put their shit on there. I ain't got a problem with it. Anyway, I digress. Hope you guys can hear me. All I'm saying is, so Amazon did that, just like Uber did it to all the phone software apps. You know, hey, we'll accept and decline. Well, Amazon's done that now. And I've already explained why. They did it because not all products were getting a fair shake. Everybody pays advertising to Amazon. Everybody. I don't care if you make Post-it notes, you're going to pay Amazon a percentage to advertise. Just the way it is. You got to pay the cost to be the boss on somebody else's business. But if I've got these people with this company, Post-it notes, and they're not giving any extra, say they're paying 1% commission on their Post-it notes, and these people are paying 3% commission on their Post-it notes. And now you go in and you hook up one of these extensions in the software program and it says, well, hey, this one you'll make more than you will on this one. Well, maybe this company is just a mom and pop getting started. Maybe they can't afford that. But this one you can't. So where's everybody going to go? They're going to go to the 3% commission. You'd be stupid if you didn't. I get it. But they're not equal. And it doesn't mean that they're entitled to be equal. But a lot of that software that was telling you, hey, go get the 3% instead of the 1%, and that's where you got focused. Well, now what happens with these people? Nobody's advertising for them. They ain't making no sales. What happens? Well, they're no longer on Amazon because they can't afford the advertising. It's cyclical. I get it. But that's the reality of it. And Amazon has to protect its business interests. People don't understand that. Amazon gives people the opportunity to make money, just like Uber does. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to drive. Meaning, let me rephrase that. It's not that you don't have to drive. You don't have to drive for Uber. You can go drive for Lyft. You can go drive for Instacart. You can go drive for DoorDash. They're going to fuck you too. But, because you're emotionally pissed off at this company, right? I don't drive for Lyft because Lyft took away Lyft Black from me. Right? I had a 22 Tesla Model Y that I was leasing from DriveWhip for 2 years. I had Lyft Black. As soon as I put on my 22 Model Y that I bought myself because it was after a date, I no longer have Lyft Black. You can't make no money on fucking Lyft, regular Lyft, unless you're gonna be the ant. And I said I wouldn't call people ants anymore, but that's bullshit too. Because if you're out there driving for $2, straight up, $2, $3, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Fucking Wawa pays better, and I fucking hate Wawa now. Wawa's customer service has gotten so bad. Stores are dirty. Food is sloppy. Across the fucking board. It doesn't matter which one I go to now with Wawa. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, I digress. Notice here, y'all, on the trade. We're not in the trade, but we're riding that trend line right on down. Riding it right on down. So now I want to see what's going to... Now we're going to move from this area. Now I want to see what's going to happen with this whole area. Because, see, this is a squeeze. Little bit of a squeeze here. See it? Wicking back up, wicking back up, wicking back up. So this is showing us this 24,200 area is a big support area. And I know from trading, the last month or so, 24,200 is a pretty good substantial support area. So we're going to see what happens here. Anyway, I am running my mouth like nobody. Business. Tom, Counting Tom, I have been to Wawa in Tampa, sir. I'm telling you, the Wawas across the board are getting worse. They are the next Waffle House. Mark my words. Wawa is slowly becoming the next Waffle House. And if you know it, if you know, you know. They're the next Waffle House, bro. I'm telling you. Prove me wrong, Wawa. Anyway, so now with Amazon taking that away, now influencers, God damn it, I hate saying that word. It's like content creators. I hate calling people content creators. You make videos. Quit trying to put fucking lipstick on a pig. You make videos. Content creator implies that you're working for a network. You're a Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is a content creator. Right? What's his name? Santiago. Pedro Santiago. He's not a content creator. He makes videos. Right? Mr. Beast is a content creator. I'm not a content creator. I do review videos. I'm trying to do trading videos. And I do rideshare videos. Now, it might be trading content. It might be Amazon content. It might be Uber content. And I got a whole thing planned out to start getting into the whole vlog thing because some of y'all keep asking me about, Vinny, what cameras you using? Vinny, I want to learn how to do YouTube. Okay, so on Vinny Cut's channel, that's what we're going to talk about. All the rideshare shit's going to Tesla Rideshare. And I haven't done nothing there in a while because I've been so focused on Amazon. Back to Amazon. So now, when you make product reviews, you have to make them with intent, right? If somebody says they're going to sit there and they're going to batch out 10 products in an hour, they're not doing reviews. They're just telling what you already know. The goal of a Amazon influencer is to push somebody over the top, give them information that they can't read themselves, and influence them to make the purchase. That's the bottom line. You are paid to sell products. And I know, I get it, a little hypocritical. If I put a product out there somewhere, you can best believe I've used it, I've tried it, I'm using it, and if I think it's good, it's going to help somebody, I'll put it out there. You know how many products I've done reviews on that I emailed the people back and said, there's no way I can do this. I've got one product here right now. There's no way in hell I would do a review on it. No way in hell. It's from China. It involves the Tesla. It is an adapter, from the NACS to the CCS adapter. Brand spanking new, sitting back there in the box. It's not UL listed. It hasn't been tested. It's from China. Not to say that products from China are bad, but if they don't go through the stress test and they're not tested or up to standard of what we need. We are talking about high voltage, high wattage transfer devices. You're talking about charging your car, your $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 EV out there. If you bought it used, $20,000 EV out there at a non-Tesla charger with a piece that hasn't been stress tested. Well, how do I know that the components inside are up to standard, that they're going to melt and start a fire? And then they're going to come back and say, oh, well, Vinny recommended the product, and now my car's on fire. Now I'm even more broke. It's like the Rocky 3, right? Rocky 4, Rocky 5. Rocky 5. When him and Tommy get into the fight, and Tommy's manager, the dude that was supposed to be the Don King, and he tells Balboa, he says, touch me, I'll sue. Touch me, I'll sue. And Rocky knocks him the fuck out and says, sue me for what? I got nothing. Well, I got nothing. Are you going to take my computer monitors? The fuck? Right at this line again, trend line testing. Starting to see VWAP. It's still rolling down. It's still aiming, but it could flatten out here. Let's see what happens. See, now we're getting to a point where the squeeze is on. So I'm looking for something to break above and keep going, which would be counter trend, which means I should not take the trade unless we're above the opening range breakout. Or I'm looking for another snap down, get below here, retest it, and go for the gusto down below. Let me see if I can find, here we go. So this is what I'm looking for. This is what I would be looking for here. We know, we can see, plain as day, support right here. So I want to either see this, go to here, break out, come back down, retest, and take off. Right? And take off. This should be up here. To retest the 830 high. Or I'm looking for this to come here, come back here. Something like this, right? And we'll just say we'll break that, come here, there, and then go for the gold. One or the other. But this might be a no trade day. This is what I'm looking for based on this trend line. I look for confluence, not divergence. If I was a counter trender, if I was if I was a reversal trader, that's what I'd be looking for this one here to go. I'm not. I'm a trend trader. Trend is your friend to the end, bro. That's it. This was the trade. If I was not trading the orb, this would have been the trade right here. Boop. That would have been a nice little trade. Right? So if we would have taken this trade here, and it's always woulda, shoulda, coulda, but you got to look back. You got to look back just to see. Now, what did I say? Right here. We took it right to the top of the orb. So yeah, this would have been a successful 1-to-1 trade. Hell, it would have been a good 2-to-1 trade. We could have managed that trade for 2-1. Could have been done. The guy before this evaluation would have taken that trade. And I've passed evals before, but I also blow them because I'm not consistent. So there it is. Let's see what happens. Woo! Let's see. Wawa in Tampa is lovely, sir. Wawa stranded are high. Bro, standards are high. Bro, I walked into the Wawa. Where the fuck was I at? Lake Worth. Oh, not military. Jog Road and Boynton Beach Boulevard. I think that's where it's at. I walked in, and that's one of the newer Wawas. I walked into the Wawa, and I was up at the kiosk ordering food, and a goddamn cockroach running around, walking across the top of the thing. Their standards suck. Wawa standards are terrible. Terrible. Oof. I still like the buffalo chicken bowl though. I can't lie. Mac and cheese buffalo chicken. That's my jam, bro. All right, let's see what's happening here. Again, testing midnight open here. Right? Got a little something going on here, but look at the volume bars. Volume bars are trailing down. See that? Get that off of there. See that? See that volume bar? They're just going down there. See that? Volume is doing that. Meanwhile, indecisive candle bouncing between midnight open and this 24,200 area, just sitting there playing games. You know how many accounts are getting blown right now in here? People trying to trade the chop. Because if we take this into the 1 minute time frame, this is the 1 minute time frame. Here's your midnight open. Here's your 24,200. Fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out. You know how many accounts are getting blown in here right now? How many people are getting their ass handed to them right now? Oh, they're getting their ass handed to them. That's why I don't trade the 1 minute chart no more. I'd rather not take a trade. Sometimes a no trade is a good trade. But that's me. What do I know? Meanwhile, over here, back to the 5 minute chart, Tesla's made its move. And SPY is still kind of doing, it's just kind of sitting there, right? It's just kind of sitting there. Tesla made its move for now, right? It's up about $4 or $5. No, actually, it's up more than that. It's up about $10 today, $8 to $10. SPY is up a few points, a low of 649, high of 654. 5 points on SPY, that's a lot. That's a lot, especially if you trade options. 5 points on SPY. Hey, that could be a freaking big move. Big move. A couple $1,000. So that's that. What's oil and shit doing over here? There's my broker. MES, same shit. MES, same shit right there. Here's oil. Both the futures and US oil doing their thing. Right around $92, just below $92. Yes, I have 4 34-inch monitors here. I don't think anybody wants to see that. Antonio, what's a better gas station? I don't know, dog. I don't go to gas stations anymore. If I do, it's just to grab a Coke, stretch my legs. I hate to be a dick about it, but, I looked at gas prices the other day. The VIP to me yesterday, we were riding home. She said, my daughter paid $4.99 a gallon up in Tampa. Bruh, I ain't got them problems. And so far, they haven't touched the EV prices. But I was trying to explain to her that, there's no reason why gas prices went up other than global oil prices went up. We only get about 2% of our oil from the Middle East, right? Through the Strait of Hormuz. Let me rephrase. We only get about 2% of our oil through the Strait of Hormuz. The rest of our oil comes from every place else. By the way, y'all, what did I say? What did I say we were looking for? Another rejection off the midnight open. Big wick. Back below the trend line. This is a fake out. Now, if we take... let me make this smaller here. Let me get that a little bit smaller there. That was where we were looking at a trade earlier, right there, right? Now, we're going to look here at this trend line too. Hold on. It's just an area of confluence. Trust me, bro. This is what the big guys are looking at. So this second block, we're going to look at on the 1 minute chart. Closed above, came right back down. Then you had another wick below, closed above. You know how many traders got into this trade right here just to get their asses stomped? 1 minute chart will lie to you all day long. People are losing their ass right here in this chop. This is what they call chop. This is all chop. You can't trade this. Unless you're the type of guy, or let me rephrase, unless you're the type of trader that's looking to make 5-10 points on, on the NQ or the ES, not the micros. But if you're trading micros, you can't trade the 1 minute chart. Like, it's stupid. You might find an entry on the 1 minute chart, but I wouldn't. At best, I would trade is a 2 minute chart. Chop out some of that noise. All right, so there we go. Right? Again, another fake out. Broke below. We hit the 24,200, and now all of a sudden, something just popped because the market's running. But is it another fake out? Now you see the candles here. Right? Let's get back to where we were. Right? Top. Look at this green candle coming in. Huge volume. What just happened? I don't have my news up because I'm doing this with you guys. Oil is dropping. The market is running. This is called momentum and flow. We are now above midnight open, above VWAP, and approaching the 8:30 open. So what will I need to see here? I need to see it punch through 8:30 open, retrace, and come back down. Now I would need to see this. I would need to see it do this. Let's see. Let me get from the midnight open, above here, and then go off. That's what I would need to see for this one. This is dead. This is done. Again, into the discount zone or the equilibrium. Gray box. You know what? I can remove that. Excuse me. Let's get that out of there. All right, so we took away the fair value gap on that one. So now it's pretty clear. Premium zone, equilibrium, balanced price, discount zone. Again, whatever just happened there, right? Huge green candle. And look at this bear selling it right back down. It just sold that candle right back down. You see what I mean? How many people just lost their ass on that candle? Not me. Not you. Because it didn't. Our rules are we need it to break below or break above. That's our rules. We haven't had that yet. Just saying. Can I look at TSMC? What the hell is TSMC? Let's see. Can I look at it? Yeah, I can look at it. Give me a minute. Let's do this. I don't want to do it on this chart. TSMC. Let's do it over here. TSMC. Okay. I don't think that's the right thing. Yeah, no, that ain't the right thing. I know you ain't talking about the 11-cent thing. TSMC? TSMC, not F. No, it's not showing up for me, bro. Hold on. Whatever that news was probably something geopolitical, and it didn't last. Our 4-hour time frame is neutral. Our 1-hour time frame is neutral. There's no trade. Not according to my rules. Some people traded this shit. I didn't trade it. Let me see if I can find TSMC over here. Let's get a chart for Thomas. We'll go with this chart. Let's get rid of that. All stocks. Am I reading that right? TSMC. Semiconductor? Or because there's a lot of TSMCs here. I'm assuming it's a stock. You got to help me out here, Thomas, because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking at here. The Taiwan Semiconductor is right there, but I don't think I'm looking at the right thing. Anyway, oil is starting to drop a little bit here. Breaking out now, equilibrium. So now we got to make a decision, right? Because now we're in the equilibrium stage, smart money concepts. We're at the orb high. We never broke the orb low. So technically the orb is still in play. I need to rephrase that. It's still in play because we haven't broken above or below. But again, here's the thing. Right? Here's the thing. So that trend line is definitely broken. We don't need that. We don't need this. Get rid of this shit. This is what we were looking for. This is what we're looking to see here. Right? That's what I'm looking to see there. See if it's going to do that. Or is it going to get here? Because, again, it's being sold. Get rid of all this stuff here. We don't need any of this. Clean up the chart. Above midnight open. Above VWAP. Above 8:30 open. That's where we're at. But you know what we haven't done? Well, we haven't been above 8:30 open yet. We need all three plus a retest for solid confirmation to take a trade. But we haven't even closed above yet. We still have 2 minutes on this candle. Let's see what happens. Maybe we take the trade. And if we do take the trade, we're going to be exposed a little bit here. Because from here to the halfway point is 88 points. So that's 160. That's $176 risk on that trade. And big wicks pushing it back down. Maybe we don't take a trade. Actually, it's almost 11 o'clock, y'all. It's time for me to get off of here. In 2 minutes, trading day is done. I'm done trading. No trade today. Some people made thousands. Some people made millions. You know what I made? I kept my money. That's what I made. Taiwan Semiconductor. So that's SMC, not TSMC. You want SMC. Okay, let's take a look at SMC. Wait a minute. Let's look at SMC. All right, so we're going to look at SMC here real quick. I'll go through all of them now because I'm really not worried about trading now. So we want to go into stocks and we want SMC. Oh, God damn it, Goose. Maybe it is TSMC, but it's not. No, it's not. I know that's what I want, but that's not what I'm looking for. Why is that not coming up the way I want it to? I know I have this. Actually, you know what? I'm a dummy. Leave me alone. I'm a dummy. I used to have it here. I used to have this charted. Midday Live. There's Dash Gold. What are these things doing? Uber down $1.75 today, 2%. Lyft down. Lyft is pretty much even, down 1%, 20 cents. Look at that. Lyft stock price, $13. It was $25 like 6 months ago. Unbelievable. Uber down to $73. They were over $105 6 months ago. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why do I not have that here? Where are my chips? I got it over here. That's why I can't find it. God damn it, Thomas. It's TSM. There it is, TSM. Damn it. All right, so there's a 5-minute chart. Let's go look at the daily chart, see what TSM is doing. Again, here's another one on the daily. Little pullback. I would say it needs to hold 318. Yeah, I would actually, you know what? Let me take that back. Yeah, it needs to hold this area here. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do something a little different here. We're going to go from here to there. Let me put my magnet on. There we go. So if you asked me, this needs to hold this area here. That's your support resistance right now. But you got a mean as right shoulder, a head. You know, we're also on a slight uptick. I mean, it's a little uptick, but it's an uptick, right? Not enough to panic if you're in it. But there's your trend line. Trend is your friend to the end. Question is can you stand the swings? Because look at that swing, man. From the last support zone, right? What happened here, this was resistance, resistance, resistance. Finally broke through. This was in January, right? January 2nd is when it broke through. But when was all the AI hype really starting to push? This is all AI hype. Tried to push it. AI hype. Tried to push it. Tried to push it. Now it finally broke through, right? And look at that swing, though. Would you have held through a 70-point swing? That's a $70 swing, man. Would you have had the balls to hold a swing like this? TSM is another asset like Nvidia. You don't trade this unless you've got big money in it. But if you're a small time guy like me and maybe you got 10 shares, okay. They say, Vinny, 10 shares is a lot. Yeah, it's $3,000. It's $3,000. Right? To be exact, if you would have bought 10 shares, it would have been $3,162. And you would have gotten all the way up to what? Like 3,900? Would you have held it here and sold it off? And waited and waited and waited? Well, institutions did. I promise you that. They bought all this. They held it, pushed it. AI started getting into trouble. Iran conflict started getting into trouble. Everybody started selling off. Look at that. Dude, as far as I'm concerned, this is not financial advice, Thomas, but there are certain assets you set and forget. I will always continue to say, buy Tesla. That's me. And you don't have to buy a whole share. Because if you're on Webull, you can buy $50 a week or every 2 weeks. You can buy $20 a week, $10 a week, and just accumulate. This is what drivers need to be doing. This is what gig workers need to be doing. This is what, God, now this is going to sound fucked up, but this is what everyday people need to be doing. And when I say everyday people, those under 100,000. Just because you make $100,000, bro, you ain't balling. Rent's out here $3,000, $4,000 a month for a shit box. Where I live, my rent's $2,400 a month. It's a shit box. Now, the people I live with are good people. The people where I'm at in my complex, they're good people. Bro, we don't have problems. We had one shooting. Two shootings in the last 5 years. Right? But that was some random shit. That wasn't anything to do here with the complex. My complex has been through 5 owners and 10 management companies, and they're all fucked up. Right? But the people I live with are fine. I got no problem. These are my peoples. Okay? But it's $2,300, $2,400, $2,500 a month to live in here. It's a 2-bedroom. Just the way it is. So $100,000 after taxes, you're at $70,000. And if you're paying $3,000 a month, right? That's $36,000. I don't know, Thomas. Keep me in check here. That's $36,000, $39,000 a month. What's that? 12 times 3, $36,000. Right? $36,000 a month there. That's half your salary. That's half your net salary. Now you add health insurance in, that's another $10,000 a month or $10,000 a year. Now you're down to $60,000 minus $36,000. What do you got? $24,000 left? You got to eat. You got to pay your lights. You got to pay your car note. You got to pay car insurance. All that shit adds up. $100,000 today ain't shit. Anybody say, "Oh, I'm making $100,000." Bitch, you struggling like the rest of us. Because that $100,000 ain't the same $100,000 it was a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It damn sure ain't. So, just saying. And all this is since COVID. That's a whole nother conversation we won't even get into. Anyway, TSM for me, I mean, I would add in, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't sell. I'm not going to say I would buy, like I wouldn't buy a whole share. But if you're telling me I can pick up, every week I can pick up $20, $25 of this through Webull. I heard you say something about Robinhood earlier. Give me a shout, Thomas. I'll help you get on Webull. And you can buy fractional shares and just buy you $20 every 2 weeks if this is what you like. I think TSM is a good buy, just like Intel's a good buy. AMD's, these chips aren't going anywhere. The only caveat to all this is I think the entire market is overvalued, and the correction is coming. Like, it's coming. We're here. It's happening, right? And people say, well, what was the catalyst? Well, the latest catalyst for the last 2 weeks has been the Iran conflict. But that's the excuse to give them a reason to sell off, because they know the market's oversold. What do we have? And I know we're going over here. It's already at 11:07. But let me ask you a question, guys. What catalyst do we have pushing the market up? The last big catalyst was AI. Okay, everybody's used to it now. And now you've had enough people out there explain to us that AI is going to take blue-collar jobs and low-level, intermediate, white-collar jobs. You start telling people that, they ain't interested in AI no more. Look at Uber drivers, right? Listen, I don't care how many videos we see on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, whatever your social media is, Facebook, whatever. I don't care how many videos you see about Waymo cars going the wrong direction, Waymo cars getting into a parking lot, creating the traffic. I don't give a shit how many you see. The motherfuckers are here, bro. They're here. They ain't going nowhere. They're going to only increase in population. They're not going to decrease. Nobody's taking them off the road. You want me to prove it to you? I'll prove it to you. Remember when GM had Cruise out there in San Fran? And that one accident happened with the Cruise car. The woman, I want to, if I remember the story correct, a woman jumped out into the street between two cars. She ran out into the street. A car that was driven by a human hit her. Listen to me now. She walked out between two cars in the oncoming traffic. She got hit by a car that was being driven by a human. She went flying and wound up landing in front of a Cruise car, which was autonomous. And she got pinned under the Cruise car. You ain't seen Cruise cars on the road since. They yanked them off the road. Now, the Cruise car, they're saying, well, it should have stopped. Did the motherfucker that hit her stopped? I'm going to prove my point again. Uber, first autonomous car to hit and kill somebody. Let's think about this logically for a minute. It was in Arizona, right? They had a safety driver in the passenger seat. And the safety driver in the passenger seat wasn't paying attention. It was dark outside. Woman came out of nowhere. I don't want to say she was homeless, but I think she was. She came out of nowhere on her bike. And the car didn't react in time and wound up hitting her and killing her. Uber got blamed. Oh, man, it's Uber's fault. It's Uber's fault. Listen, bro, in the middle of the night. How many times have you almost hit somebody that jumped out of the fucking middle of the street? I know I did lots of motherfuckers I done almost hit. It's not that I'm a bad driver. I got a really good driver. Bro, I'm a good driver. So my point is that Cruise got taken off. They got taken off the streets. GM pulled it back. Said, no, we ain't ready. We got to fix that. Fucking Waymo doubled down. Waymo just hit and killed the kid. Wasn't Waymo's fault. The kid ran out between traffic. Blame the fucking parents. I'm just saying. Waymo's not going anywhere, bro. It's like fucking gremlins. Don't feed them bitches after midnight because they're going to multiply. Ain't going nowhere. They're coming. Robotaxi is coming. You can't. So drivers should be afraid. And tomorrow night, we'll talk about what I think. I'm going to give y'all what's going to happen because they've already told us how this hybrid theory is going to work. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. Thomas, remind me. I don't know how we got off on that tangent. AI. So in the market, what's going to push the market? What is going to push the market up? What's the next lie they can sell us as a retail investor? What's the next lie? If you bought Uber at $100, you're holding a bag. You're down 25% on your investment right now. If you'd have bought Uber when it was $20, you'd be up 3x. But a lot of people, a lot of pension funds, a lot of institutional money bought Uber at $100 because it ain't retail holding that shit, not retail by itself. Too many shares. You know how many shares you got to own to move Uber $1? A shit ton. So they're bag holders there. Well, let me ask you this. What's going to push Uber over the top? What's going to get them back to $100? They have record revenue earnings, record number of rides. They are a global company. What's going to push Uber back over $100 and keep them there? What could they do? They're already running autonomous vehicles. They're in bed with Waymo in certain cities. Atlanta, Austin, San Fran, whatever. Wherever they are. Wherever they're in bed with Waymo, they're already running them. What's going to push them over $100? More autonomous cars? Why? How? Increased net profit? Fuck, they can't keep a profit now. They're not profitable. They got a shit ton of money. I remember my accountant when I had my pro shop business. My accountant used to say, Vinny, you know, there's two ways of doing this. I don't have the business anymore, so I can say it now. You can be cash rich and paper poor. That's the way you want to be. Any good business will be cash rich and paper poor. Right? And that's what Uber is. Lyft is buried. They might have huge cash flow, but they're not profitable. Not on paper. Because if they were profitable on paper, every earnings report would be positive. Where are they going to go next? Lyft, where's it going to go? What's going to get Lyft's price back over $20? Fuck 25. What's going to get them back over $20 and keep them there? What's going to be the next thing to push? What is greater than AI that's going to push the market and keep it going up? I don't know. Look at the chart right now. Look at where we're at right now, right on the chart. We still, for today at least, still have not broken out of the orb, below or above. We're at equilibrium right here, the gray box. The orb high, right there. We still have not gotten over 8:30 a.m. open from right there. And look, most of the overnight, well, after the midnight open, was trading there. Right? Here's the midnight open. Had a little bit of a dip, and then we traded all up in here through London. This is all London action. The U.S. markets are like, we ain't there, boss. Not yet. Today, what's going to push this over? It's a big fight right here. It's balanced. We're balanced. Now we're at 24,300. Every 100 points on NASDAQ right now is a support or resistance level. It's a big ass hole number. Psychological. That's what they tell you. So what's going to push it over? What's going to get us over this hump right now to push us up into the nothing? Market makers will have to step in here and start buying shares to push the price up. That's what's going to have to happen. So no trade today for me. It's 11:15 a.m. I have run my mouth enough today. I'm glad you guys joined in. I don't even know how many people showed up today, and I don't give a shit. I'm going to show up. I'll be back on Thursday with this. I'll be back on Thursday. Hope you learned something. No financial advice. I like running my mouth. These are things that are on my head. I'm showing you what I'm doing.